bitches.
So,
I just want to say hi to Master Negro because he played me in Madden this morning and got his ass whooped. Yeah, I had 68, and I was the Bears. He didn't have nowhere near that. Gave him the business.
What squad was he?
Tampa Bay. We're both ranked at 80s. It's his fault. He picked them. I was ready to do
wouldn't know
random.
the first thing about that. Do you know the first thing about Madden?
See, normally when I play Madden with people online, you pull the trigger 3 times.
Yeah, in boxing fans, we are going to talk about Manny Pacquiao. So just in a second, give us a second.
So normally on Madden, what I do is I get online, I hit the trigger 3 times, and that's your team. And then if you can either go up or go down 1, and you can pick. But 3 times, and that's your team. Doesn't matter. You could be stuck with the fucking Cincinnati Bengals, and he could have the Patriots. If you're good at Madden, you're good at Madden.
Damn.
But that's how I'm
not good at it.
If you notice, as George speaks, he's speaking into a mic because all you guys have bitched about or something, but now.
And hopefully we don't look like the Smurfs this week, but we'll see.
Huh! Jimmy, hit it.
Okay, that's enough.
Anyway,
for all you folks out there who saw our episode with the Selk bags, continue to comment because on Wednesday, Kevin and I will announce the winners. Yes, we said winners.
And both of these guys are 10 pounds lighter, I believe.
Yeah, I am.
Actually, yeah, man, we sweat. You can just, whew, there's amazing things that you can do in a Selk bag. We have learned over the past week. Anyway.
Yeah, I still want to cut the crotch out of mine.
Yeah. Now, moving on to what probably most people have tuned into this video to watch is the coverage of the Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez.
Tres.
3 times. Now,
spread over quite a period of time.
Oh,
yeah.
This trilogy started in 2004.
Whoa.
2004. Now, the first time
when Jimmy had hair.
When Jimmy had hair, let me
was a young
rephrase.
man.
When Jimmy had hair, the trilogy started. Now, it started back in 2004. Pac-Man was 25 years old.
And Marquez was 40.
Now he's 79. But his senior, Marquez at the time, was 31 years old. The fight ended up in a draw. They were fighting for, what was it, the world featherweight title at the time. A lot of people who saw this fight thought Marquez won the fight. So the second time they met, that first one ended in a draw. The second time they met was 4 years later. Now you got Pac-Man that's about 29 years old. You got Marquez that's about
ready to retire.
He's about ready to retire. He's about 64, 65 years old.
He's picking up another payday.
Seriously, Marquez was 35, and they fought at this time for the vacant super featherweight title. Now, this fight ended up in a split decision going Manny Pacquiao's way. Once again, a lot of people didn't think that. Now, you're going to have people. Now, when I say that, because there'll be somebody who'll just jump on my nuts saying, no, man, did you see the fight? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm saying what a lot of people said. A lot of people said, because I actually like Manny Pacquiao. I'm a big Manny Pacquiao fan. But a lot of people thought that Marquez should have won at least one of the 2 fights.
Yeah, and anytime there's a split decision, obviously people thought that the other guy fought well. I mean, one of the judges did.
Exactly. Now, we move on to the third fight in this trilogy, which will be this November. In a few weeks, and these guys are going to be fighting at a catchweight. They're going to be fighting at 144 pounds. They've agreed to fight at. They're going to be fighting for the WBO welterweight title. Now,
and that title is normally at 147, so that's what he means by catchweight. Because for me, I'm used to MMA where the catchweight is, it's 185, but they're going to fight at 190. But you can't do that in boxing because, as George just found out, between the 145 and 155 in MMA, there's 5 weight classes in boxing. That's just, now I can understand why boxers are so big on the pound for pound title, because you can literally put on 3 pounds and go up a weight class, put on 2 pounds and go up a weight class. And it's amazing. I
mean, Pacquiao's won the title in 8 classes. If you did that in MMA, you'd basically have every class.
Right.
That's impossible.
It would never happen.
It would never happen. You would definitely be the true pound for pound champion. Well, man, I won every class. How's somebody more pound for pound than this motherfucker right here you talking to? I mean, that's how it really go down.
Right.
Well,
now,
it's funny you say that because I know I'm getting off boxing for a second, but when BJ Penn first got into this, that was his goal. He was going to win the belt at every weight class.
And that's why I love BJ Penn, because, he fought Lyoto Machida, and I'm not saying it, Lyoto Machida at, 205 pounds?
Yeah. It almost beat him.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the boxing match. Me, personally, I think Manny Pacquiao is, in his prime. The only person, in my opinion, who can give Manny Pacquiao a fight is going to be Mayweather. I don't think this fight's going the distance. I have Pacquiao winning this about the 10th round.
Yeah, I think in the last 3 years, Manny Pacquiao has just been a steamroll. I mean, he's steamrolled over his opponents. Another thing is he's fought heavy guys. He fought Margarito at welterweight. Cotto, I mean, he's fought heavy guys. I mean,
it's because he uses steroids.
Yeah, and growth and all the other shit.
Right.
Whatever.
Because
you know?
Mayweather, him being the ethical guy he is, I'm sure he would never even dream about that.
You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe we might fought Sugar Shane Moses, who just admitted to it.
Right. He won't fight Pacquiao because Pacquiao won't take the test, but he did just fight somebody who actually failed a test. Where's the logic in that one?
Yeah. I just think Mayweather, and this is taking nothing away from Mayweather's skill, and we'll get back on point. But Mayweather right now, a lot of people won't say that. I'm a Pacquiao fan, but I will say Mayweather is the best in the world. If anybody wants to argue that with me, even being a Pacquiao fan, you can't. Who's beat him?
Right.
You can't. You can't until someone beats him. You can't. I mean, as much as a lot of people say, "Well, he's not fighting best." Yeah, you got a good point. He's not probably fighting the best because right now the best one in his class is Manny Pacquiao, and he won't fight, or however you want to look at it. But until he does that, he's going to have that label because he's undefeated, and you can't take that. You can't discredit the man for that. But
and let's face it, he doesn't give a shit. He's getting paid an obscene amount of money. He just flaunts it, just ridiculous, left and right. And then let's get back to Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez.
You get back to this third fight, and a lot has happened in the last 3 years. I mean, the only time that Marquez has fought at welter, he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. He lost a unanimous decision. He is not a big guy like that. He's not. He's always fought at featherweight, super featherweight. He's always fought in lighter classes. Manny Pacquiao has proven over the last 3 years that he can fight and whip your ass as a welterweight or a super welterweight. He is now in the prime of his boxing career, 32 years old. Marquez is 38 years old. He's looking a little bit weathered, and he's on the down end.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to see because we know that Manny Pacquiao is going to test his chin. We'll see how the chin holds up at 38. I mean, it evidently held up fine, 3 years ago, but 3 years can make a big difference.
Oh, and fighters it can.
Yeah, and I think another thing where it's going to be a big thing is just that Pacquiao is going to be down. He's comfortable at 144. He's going to be in great shape. He's going to be very conditioned. Marquez, being older and being heavier, I just don't see how, if it gets past, seriously, the fourth, fifth round, I think he's going to tremendously slow down, and Pacquiao can score a knockout this time.
So basically what we're getting at, who do you have winning, in what round, and how?
Yep.
I like I said, I don't have this going the distance. I got Manny Pacquiao winning this in the 10th.
Yeah. I think it's, what do you think, Jim?
I think Pacquiao's going to end it as well. I don't see it going to decision. I think it's going to be a knockout in the 7th.
Yeah.
Whoa, a knockout.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Jimmy. I think he's going to probably want to end this and say, hey, you know what? So it takes any doubt about the two fights out that I'm the superior boxer, and I think he's going to want to show, once again, that someone, even though Marquez is a little bit older since he's fought Mayweather, but I think to the world and a lot of people, they'll say, well, Manny Pacquiao knocked out Marquez. Floyd Mayweather took him to a UD. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people look at it that way.
Well,
so I think
hopefully this will be the last fight or the last time we have to try to figure out who's better between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd.
Because the world wants to see those two fights.
And they both need to cash in it while they're still relevant.
Well, and not only that, but it's a unique opportunity when you have two world-class fighters in the prime of their career fighting against each other. I mean, nobody a lot of times you have people coming and going where somebody's fighting somebody who's older and, it's a big name, it's a big matchup. But here, these two guys are both in the prime of their career. It would be special for boxing fans.
Right. It would be. I think to some degree, I think there's a little bit of hesitation to pull the trigger on both sides. I think Manny Pacquiao will take the fight.
Yeah.
I think Freddie Roach is kind of like, he's if they're going to push certain things, he's going to be like, no. Because do you think that?
And when I think about these guys fighting, and if somebody lost, it would, put it this way.
It makes them irrelevant.
Well, not even irrelevant. If you look at Manny, and this is how I'm looking at it. If Manny Pacquiao loses this fight, it does nothing, in my opinion, to tarnish his career. Because his life at this point is not all about boxing.
Right.
He's running for office. He has so much going on outside of boxing. It's almost like, so what? If I lose a fight, I lose a fight.
Yeah.
I have so much else going on. If Floyd Mayweather loses a fight, what else does Floyd do?
Yeah.
Floyd has no other avenue in my opinion, he has no other avenue to make money.
Yeah.
If he becomes irrelevant in boxing, you're done.
Yeah, I think I think you're absolutely right. I mean, you've got to look at the work art. Even though Mayweather's undefeated, okay, Pacquiao has worked his way through so many weight classes and won so many titles that even if he loses, you're still going to look at his work of art and say, man.
And some are going to consider him the best boxer to ever live. And you know what? I can't argue with that. And even if he never fights Floyd, and we sit here and say, what if, till Kevin and I are both gray and old, I still think Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, is one of the greatest boxers ever in the history of boxing.
And I think you look at Rocky Marciano, who was undefeated, and a lot of people are like, a lot of people still don't consider him one of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at someone like Sugar Ray Robinson, who had a lot of losses in his career, but a lot of people think that he was one of the best pound-for-pound fighters to ever live. A lot of people do. Now, I'm not saying I do, boxing enthusiasts and people out there, because there'll be somebody that'll leave me a personal message in my inbox saying, I hope you die tomorrow.
See, and that's the greatest thing about this, because we all see things differently, and we all have different opinions, and that's all this is. That's what y'all need to realize. It's just our opinion. And the best part is when you don't like it, and then you start fucking throwing one giant paragraph about how we suck and we're dumb and we're
in
stupid.
Caps.
Yeah, I'm just like, cool, you hit the caps lock button. I was like, don't waste your time.
Next week you'll be a keyboard cowboy.